Today I'll use some leftover scrap parts to make a small well for our medieval city. So for this project I'm going to use a few of these little foam bricks. These are 5mm by 10mm, some 10mm by 10mm bricks, as well as a few coffee stirrer sticks, some bamboo skewers, these are rectangular, a 1-inch wide craft stick, a couple more of these little tokens that I got from the Dollar Tree, and this is a empty Scotch tape dispenser roll. Alright, so to start off we're going to take our bricks and prep them by cutting them in half lengthwise. This is going to make them a little bit thinner and make it a lot easier to attach them to our well. And then we're going to take a few of them and slice them in half to make them a little bit smaller. Now for the 10 by 10 bricks, I'm going to cut them into this almost little trapezoid shape, basically just kind of making one side shorter than the opposite side, and this is to make it kind of like a capstone that's going to sit on top of the well. Alright, so we're also going to make a couple of support beams. These are going to be cut with a little 45-degree notch at the top of them, and both of these support beams are going to be about 3 inches long. If they're a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, that's perfectly fine. The important thing is to have them both be as close to the same height as possible and have all the edges cut as neatly as we can get them. Now to attach to those, we're going to need 2 of these. This is just a 1.5 to 2 inch long piece of skewer that I'm cutting 2 45-degree notches into on either side. And again, we want the cuts on this to be as flush as possible. These are going to be the supports for the little roof. Now, as I put the beams together, I'm just going to start by taking the cross beam and attach it to the main support beam. And this is just a quick little dab of hot glue to make a simple little cross shape. Now, as you can see, I want the angles to kind of line up, and that's going to be very important a little bit later. And I'm just going to trim off any of the excess hot glue that's visible, but only from one side. Whichever side you decide is going to be the outside of the well, you want the hot glue to not be visible from that side. Then it's just a little bit more hot glue, and I'm gluing the 2 main support beams on opposite sides of the tape dispenser. Clean up a little bit of the hot glue just to make sure that the bricks will set in correctly. And so far this is looking pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to glue on our bricks, and it's going to be a pretty simple alternating pattern. I'm starting with a large full-sized brick and just kind of continuing onward, and once I get from one support beam to the other, the spacing is just enough for 4 bricks and then a half-size brick. And then I go up a layer and then start with a half-size brick and then go 4 full-size bricks, go up a layer, and continue alternating until I reach the top. Now, trimming the bricks in half like this means that I can wrap them around the round dispenser pretty easily so they look like rounded bricks. And now for the capstones, I'm just going to do a pretty decent dab of hot glue, and then this is going to kind of get smooshed into place. Because there's a little bit of a gap on either side of the dispenser roll, you want to use a fair amount of hot glue just to make sure everything stays in place. And then when we get to the end of one side, there's a little bit of a gap here. So in order to make everything line up, we're going to need to fit a capstone around the support beam. So to do that, I'm just going to use a hobby knife and trim a little notch out of one capstone. Add a little bit of hot glue. My glue gun is not being very cooperative. There we go. And just fit it into place like this, and then off camera I'll do the other side. Alright, so now we're going to make 2 of these. These are going to be our roof panels. And this is just a pretty simple line of hot glue. Add in 1 coffee stirrer plank. And then I'm going to add another line of hot glue, and the next plank is going to be offset just a little to kind of give the impression of long planks that have been laid down like wooden shingles. And then I just repeat the process until I reach the top. Now, I haven't mentioned it in the video so far, but the well itself is just under 1 3/4 inches wide at its widest point. So each of these roof sections are cut to be 1 3/4 inches, so they'll be a little bit wider than the well itself. And to attach them, I'm just putting a dab of hot glue on each of the 4 connection points and pressing it into place. And off camera, I will attach the other panel and cover up the ends with a little bit of trim. Alright, so here we are with the finished products, and all that's left is to seal in our bricks. This is just a little bit of black paint mixed with Mod Podge. I like to do a 50-50 mix just to add a little bit more of a solid rigidity to the bricks. And I figured, since I'm already painting the bricks, I may as well paint the whole thing over just to kind of lock everything in place, make sure nothing's going to just spontaneously fall apart, since it is just hot glue holding everything together. This won't be a super extra bit of durability, but the little bit of black paint and Mod Podge will help to hold everything together and also provide a nice little base layer for any painting that we do. And then I do a pretty thorough coating on the inside of the well. It won't be visible from the outside, but it gives it a nice dark finish. Now once everything is dried, I go ahead and grab some gray from Artist Loft, and I do a overbrush on all of the bricks. This will give a nice dark grout line and just kind of give the hewn stone appearance. Now, if you want some extra texture before you seal all the bricks, you can kind of press in some tin foil or whatever kind of texture plate you want to use just to kind of give a little bit of extra stone indentation. I didn't think that was super necessary in this case because they already look like little stone bricks, or at least as far as I'm concerned they are, so didn't really see the need to add extra texture. Now once that's dry, I grab some neutral gray and then do a dry brush just to kind of pick out some highlights and give a little bit more of the worked stone and weathered appearance. And then using a little bit of unbleached titanium, I pick out a few more of the raised areas just to kind of give a little bit more of a highlight. And since this kind of creates the impression of lighting, I go from the top down, not side to side. Now that all the stone is done, we're going to grab some Rawumber and go over all of the wooden sections. This will give us that nice kind of baseline wooden appearance. Now the underside of the roof won't be super visible, but I do want it to have the same kind of base coloration as everything else. Once that's dried, I grab some raw sienna and do a dry brush over all of the wooden sections. This will give it that nice kind of wooden lumber appearance. And then using some unbleached titanium, I add just a little bit of weathering. And for all intents and purposes, this is finished. Now there is one more thing that you can do, but it's a completely optional step, and you only really need to do it if you're going to be using battle maps or things like that. I took a little poker chip from the Dollar Tree, painted it black, and if you don't want to see anything through the well, like, battle map or anything like that, you can just take one of these and glue it to the bottom of the well so that all you're going to see is a black interior. Alright, and there we have it, a nice little well to put into our little city setting. I definitely think this adds a little bit of extra something to the city, and it was a lot of fun to make, especially using a little bit of leftover garbage that would normally be thrown out. So thank you everyone for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe for future content, comment down in the comments section, and we will see everyone next episode.